Hello again, everyone. So today I'm going to be talking about this one thing that you can do to start to change your life. Okay? Now, this one thing is probably one of the most powerful things that you can do to start making real change. It's painful, but it's necessary. So if you want to change your life for the better and you want to start moving into your power, then make sure you stay tuned all the way to the end of this video. So with that being said, let's get started. Self-forgiveness. The ability to forgive yourself when you have done something that you deem wrong, hurtful, something that you feel guilt around or regret over. Why is this so powerful? Well, it's so powerful because it allows you to let go of things that you have done that are holding you back. Whether you've hurt someone, whether or someone's been hurt by your actions, whether something that has resulted in loss through your suffering, through your actions, whatever it may be. Okay, learning to forgive yourself for whatever mistakes you have made is a necessary first step for you to start making real change in your life. So, everyone has done things that they regret. It's a natural part of being human. Okay, it's part of the human experience. We are all going to be doing things that we regret. You know, whether it's a comment that we make in the heat of a moment, whether it's a bad financial decision that we make without that we make in the heat of a moment without getting our without getting our facts, whether it's a decision we have made on the fly without giving it much thought, whether it's an argument where we have said something hurtful, or even physically abused someone in the heat of the moment. We have all done things that we regret. Okay. So, with self-forgiveness, you can you can actually learn a lot about yourself by the mistakes that you made. Okay, now mistakes are inevitable. Okay, and the mistake itself doesn't necessarily define you. It's how you respond to the mistake, the choices that you make after the mistake is made. That is how you choose to define yourself. Now, why is that? Well, normally when we do something that we regret in the heat of a moment, a lot of the time our prefrontal cortex, which is the rational part of our brain, is shut down, and so we tend to be making decisions based on emotion, based on instinct. And when that happens, we are not in control. We are not in control of the things that we say, of the actions that we do. And that's when, in our fight-flight mechanism, we do things that later on, when our rational mind is reactivated, we look back and we regret. Okay, so we can learn a lot about ourselves because when our rational mind is now active, and when our prefrontal cortex is now active, we can define the choices that we make. We can make conscious choices to right the wrongs that we have done, and that is how we define ourselves, by making the choices that align with who we choose to be, by making the right choices to alleviate the mistakes that we made, to counter the mistakes that we made, and vice versa. For so-called bad people, they also define themselves by the choices they make. If they've hurt someone and they continue to hurt that person by choice, that defines who they are. And people aren't going to like them, and they need to deal with the consequences of their actions. But fundamentally, they are making a choice, and they are defining themselves by that choice. Okay? Now, regret and guilt are compasses guiding you to the right path. Okay? Now, normally if you have done something that you regret or something that you feel guilty over, it's because deep down you have made a decision that does not align with who you are as a person. Okay? So by default, that is also giving you the chance to define who you are, so that you can make the choices that lead you to who you are, to the right path in your life. So you can use the regret and the guilt and the mistakes that you've made as a means to guide you to the right path. So let's say, for example, you're in an argument with your partner and you say something that is hurtful, and after the argument has passed, you really feel a lot of regret and a lot of guilt around what you have said. And you want to make that, you want to change that part, you want to go into the right path. So upon reflection, you now start to make choices to remedy the situation. You might buy flowers, or you might, do something loving to your partner as, so that you can make amends. Okay, so you're now showing love because of the regret and guilt that you feel. So it's guiding you to be a more loving and compassionate partner. And the next time you have an argument, you can reflect on what happened before and make different choices. Excuse me, in future arguments. Okay. So give yourself permission to be okay when you make mistakes. Okay. This is necessary if you're going to forgive yourself. Okay. If you're going to practice self-forgiveness. Now, why is self-forgiveness so important? Well, self-forgiveness actually reduces stress, reduces blood pressure, and also helps you to stay calm. Okay? Now, once again, we're all human. We all make mistakes. It's part of the human experience. Okay? So, when you have done something that you feel regret or guilt over, what can you do? First, you can understand that you are human and that you will make mistakes. Okay? Accepting that you will make mistakes basically gives you permission to be okay with making those mistakes, or at least okay with understanding that mistakes will be made, and can prepare you to act in a way that when mistakes are made, you can make the right choice to alleviate those mistakes. Okay, I hope that makes sense what I just said. I know it's a bit of a mouthful. Okay, but fundamentally, you are human, and you need to understand that you will make mistakes, and that's a natural part of being human. Okay, so acceptance. Accept that you will make mistakes. Okay, that's the first step. Second, learn the lesson from the mistake. Okay, reflect. Understand what was said, what happened, what your actions were, and why you feel the regret and the guilt, and learn the lessons from them. Okay, give the mistakes purpose, give them meaning. Okay, so learn the lessons. Know that feelings of guilt and regret mean that you're actually a good person. Okay, good people feel guilt and regret because they know that they've done something wrong. Now, if you weren't a good person, you would do something wrong. Like a sociopath, for example, they have no feelings of regret or guilt, and they still do horrible things. But if you feel guilt and regret, it means that you are a good person with healthy emotions. And the fact that you feel guilt and regret means that you know you have done something wrong within yourself, wrong that you know you want to fix, you want to remedy. Okay, so those feelings are actually a reinforcement that you are a good person. If someone gets hurt by something you have done, learn to make amends and to apologize. Okay? Excuse me. So if you have done something and through your actions or your words someone has gotten hurt, learn to make amends and apologize to that person. Okay? Ideally, you will want to make physical, do something like a physical effort. Like, for example, if you do have an argument with your partner and you've said something rash, and you know your partner, excuse me, likes food, for example, make them a dinner. Okay, put the effort. Give the person an experience so that they can genuinely see that you want to make amends. Okay, so make amends, and finally, take ownership and accountability for the mistake that you have made. This is crucial. Remember that you are making the choice. You are responsible for all of your actions, words, So you are responsible for the mistakes that you make. Okay? You can make an excuse, but then you are lying to yourself and you are not taking accountability. Self-forgiveness starts with taking accountability and taking ownership of your mistakes, because then you have the power to fix the mistake. Okay? So practice self-forgiveness. Learn to forgive yourself. Understand that you are human, that you are going through the human experience, and that you will make mistakes in your life. It is normal. It is natural. Your mistakes don't define you. Your response to your mistakes define you. Okay? So remember that each of us are on our own journey. Okay, you are on your own journey. And when we're on a journey in life, we need to make choices. We need to make decisions. There's no going around that. You're either going to turn left or you're going to turn right. Because if you don't make choices, you become stagnant. Okay, and if you become stagnant, you don't grow, you don't learn. You can start to get depressed, unhappy, because there's no movement, there's no momentum in life. Okay, now, excuse me. In order to live a full life, you have to make choices. And sometimes those choices are difficult choices, and sometimes those choices are wrong, and mistakes will be made. It's fine. It's perfectly normal. Okay? You cannot get to your destination unless you move forward. And sometimes you're going to choose the wrong path, and sometimes you're going to get hurt. People that you love are going to get hurt. It's not to say that you're intentionally wanting to hurt them, but sometimes they will get hurt by your actions even when you don't have the intention to hurt them, and you can feel guilt and regret over that. It is important, it is so important not to let that regret and that guilt stop you from making decisions, stop you from making choices. Okay? This is why going through the pain of accountability and going through the pain of taking ownership and putting your ego aside and self-reflecting on the mistakes that you made, making amends, fixing the mistakes is so important. Okay? It is healing. It is helpful. It is beautiful. It is a beautiful expression of who you are, and it is also a symbol of your power and that you are a good person. Okay? So be kind to yourself when you make mistakes. Don't beat yourself up. Fix them. Take accountability. Forgive yourself. Fix them. Help people whom you have hurt to feel better, and help them to understand that whatever mistake you did wasn't because you wanted to hurt them, but it's because of you may have just been in something may have been on your mind and you reacted the way that you didn't want to react. There are many, many reasons why people do things, why you may be doing things that you regret or you feel guilty about. So use these emotions as a compass. Okay, when you feel guilt and regret, understand that those feelings are a reinforcement that you are a good person. Otherwise, you wouldn't feel those feelings. Excuse me. And let those feelings guide you to make the right choice. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you have, please share it. If you do like this video, please subscribe. If you want to make an appointment or get in contact with me, you can go to my website, www.alexrodriguez.com.au. It has my contact details. You can also email me at info@alexrodriguez.com.au. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.